Hello and welcome to another game of Sid Meier's Civilization V. My name is Michael Batman Guy, and today we begin a doozy of a game, something I have been planning for a very, very long time. You might be able to see from the starting location here that this is not your typical game. Something is amiss. So what all do I have going on here? Well, this is a heavily modded game where we include the third unique component and fourth unique component, adding just a little more flavor to all the civilizations. Civ Advanced here, version 0.1, or Civ Advanced 0.1 version 8, however you want to call that. Adds a few extra improvements and buildings. The enhanced improvements does the same, it tweaks them a little bit. Extended eras is how we're going at historic speed. The idea behind this one is that you build at a standard speed, but your research is that of marathon or epic. One of the two, I think it's epic. So you end up taking longer to research technologies, but not taking longer to build and move things, so you're able to play within each era a little bit longer. Extra victory conditions is what really makes this game unique. I have all the standard ones turned off, and we'll be going for a new victory type called the religious victory. Great people resource tile improvements allows you to gather resources, strategic or luxury resources, from a great person tile improvement. It's a little bit overpowered, but it helps me create this compact core city idea, which I will get into later. Info Addict, of course, is what gives me all these wonderful buttons. This one up here, all the extra statistics collected in one place. We, of course, are running enhanced user interface as well. That's what you see this interface as, and the extra unit list and fancier score list and all that good stuff. Quick Turns is a short little mod that automatically sets the turn, like unit movement and animations, to the quick version when it's not your turn, and then back to animated when it is your turn. So you get the joys of seeing battle and your movements walking around when it's your turn, but you don't have to sit through the AI doing all that. Really advanced setup is installed here. I'm not really utilizing that. This is actually a custom-made map and scenario created in the using the Civilization V SDK world builder. Separate Great People Counters is a nice little mod that, in the end, it really gives you more great people. I think it's a little bit more intuitive in that certain great people aren't just lumped together, so when you achieve and unlock enough points to get one great person, it doesn't reset the counter for a different type of person, which always seemed rather odd to me. I didn't even realize that was a thing until I looked into this mod. I'm like, oh, that would explain why I'm not getting the great people when I expect them to. And one of my favorites, the Crazy Scotsman Omnibus mod, adds absolutely a ton of new resources, improvements, wonders, changes the technology tree around a little bit, adds new technologies to research. It adds a lot of stuff to the game. I really like that in combination with the extended eras, because it gives you more time to build all of the things, and that is my goal here. And the town square is another little, it's a single improvement added that really helps your new cities get a head start. They're not so starved for food and production at the very beginning. You can actually build something in 10 turns instead of 20 with that extra hammer. Makes a big difference. The other fun thing we're doing is, yes, I am playing as Isabella of Spain, but I have changed my name. We're actually Bruce Wayne of, I don't know if it tells me here, of Batland, with our 7 cities of gold power, natural to Spain. Gold bonus for discovering a natural wonder, and the culture, happiness, and tile yields from natural wonders are doubled. Guess what this map has a lot of? Natural wonders, you got it. This map is called No One Expects the Spanish Inquisition, because I am the Spanish, and we will be spreading our religion across the entire world. That is our victory condition. That is the only enabled victory condition. That, or we crush our enemies into dust beneath the wheels of our chariots in classic civilization style. So they will either convert or die. To what religion, you may ask? Well, naturally, I'm going to call it Batmania. It is a huge map. This is originally called the Wonderland map. It is available on Civ Fanatics. You can download it and try it for yourself, and it'll look very much the same as most of my map. I have edited my personal starting location for reasons I will get into when we start building in it. We're playing on Deity level because the AI is going to need all the help it can get, and the historic speed has already gone. Victory types, domination, the extra victory conditions don't get listed here, but you can see that's everything down there. And why don't we get down to it? So what do we have going on here? Well, go to the strategic view, you can see it a little bit easier. I have a very condensed location in which I have crammed as many natural wonders around sort of a small hexagon, well, I guess a triangle shape. The plan is to have 3 core cities here, and within those 3 cities I will have access to every single strategic and luxury resource that I can possibly improve. Right, we've got citrus here, and sugar, and cotton, all this good stuff. And then all of the Lake Victoria and King Solomon's mines here are going to boost those cities beyond your wildest dreams in terms of food output, raw production, gold income, science income. If you've ever watched someone play Civilization well and thought, wow, they've got a massive empire, they're just rolling in the science and the culture and everything. If you've ever thought you saw big numbers up here at the top of the screen, you ain't seen nothing yet. Why do I do this, you ask? Because it's fun. This is how I like to play Civilization. When it's just me, I like to go all out and set up a crazy scenario where I don't play it for the challenge, really. I do that sometimes, but mostly I like the sheer thrill of absolutely steamrolling over the AI with unsurmountable odds in my favor. I find that extremely satisfying. It's just goofy, thrill, power trip fantasy. Call it what you like. I enjoy it. I thought I would share it with you. And yes, the turns are going to get excruciatingly long as we get further and further along. I will be editing that out. I'll go ahead and do that because we'll get through, a couple turns every hour, and I think I can trim out the wait time on that. So you don't have to sit through the excruciating parts. You can just see the fun of discovering over, let's scroll down to the first one here, get the full total. 1,101 natural wonders on the map. And we are going to, of course, discover them all. We're going to have absolutely no worries about happiness whatsoever. We're going to have all the money we could possibly want. And so the challenge here is not so much, can we beat the AI? Yes, absolutely. Can we achieve our religious victory, which is going to be much more difficult? We'll have more details once we found a religion, but you need to spread it to not only the majority of the population, the majority of the cities, but it also needs to become the majority religion in the majority of holy cities, which is really difficult to maintain, because even if you send inquisitors there to remove the old religion, it does slowly come back. So you can't sit on them for too long without taking action. So, I don't know about you, but I think this looks like a pretty nice spot to settle, right? We have all the food we could want via Lake Victoria. We have extra culture income here in El Dorado. We have Uluru here to provide us some instant faith. Naturally, I'm going to be going for the One with Nature Pantheon. We'll get to that in a minute. And we have plenty of luxury resources, and I bet further down the tech tree we're going to reveal some strategic resources nearby. I just have this feeling since I did create the map. Not all by hand. Like I said, I set up a small region here in the beginning. The rest of it is kind of randomized slash placed haphazardly. I hand selected the civilizations that will be involved. Oh, and we also instantly got a map to explore even more natural wonders. Hooray! We're going to be getting a lot of these pop-ups. Lots of wonders founded. I wish I could turn off these specifically, but if I turn off all the pop-ups, we won't get notified about technologies and other new things. And so we're just going to have to sit through and press the close button a lot. Okay, so Madrid. You are not Madrid. You are the capital of what is to be of Batland. So naturally, your name is Gotham. I think we're gonna go with an entire DC city theme. That seems appropriate for the spreading of Batmania. We'll just stick with the DC Comics city names. I have pulled up a list here from the wiki. And what do we need to build in Gotham? Well, first of all, before we get there, let's have a look at our citizens. If I work Lake Victoria, we'll have another one born in a single turn. That's fantastic. But I think it is better to get that Pantheon in that first turn. We'll save the extra citizen for next time. Trust me, 3 turns it's not too long to wait. I think getting that Pantheon and the extra +4 faith on every single natural wonder, totally worth doing. We'll have plenty of food. But I want to get this started sooner rather than later. We're also going to need a ton of scouts. That's going to be the production. We're going to, in fact, buy a scout pretty much every turn in every city for as long as we can maintain the unit supply. Right, we've got 5 remaining. This is going to be our cap. This is going to be what hinders our progress the most at the very beginning here. And so the real trick to this game, as I said, is not so much winning, it's winning as amazingly as possible. How can we min-max absolutely everything? And so the question now becomes, if our scouts, who thanks to, I think it's the Omnibus mod, that gives them what used to be Pocatello's unique ability, the native tongue on the scouts, where they can choose the benefit from ruins. That's why we're going to need a lot of scouts, because it's a huge map. There are ruins all over. I need to pick them up because technology is going to take a while. 35 turns for pottery, or I could step on a little ancient hut and discover things for free. That sounds a lot better. But do we risk? Do we risk then randomizing it with the warrior? I think the first one is yes. Anything really but gold would still be useful. Increase in population! I could not have asked for a better starting goody hut pop. We're going to lock you into Lake Victoria. And now, because, well, we already have 2 citizens, it's going to take a little more food. We can't even get down to 1 turn. We can get 2 turns. And with that in mind, I'm actually going to go ahead and buy a couple of these here. Yes, we will reveal what's beyond Lake Victoria. More Lake Victoria! Brilliant! And El Dorado for some more change. I can afford it. Warrior, I think I'm going to have you draw back. You're not actually going to be doing all that much. Again, I need the scouts to be the ones scouting so I can pick my goodies here. We're going to try to get the free techs as much as possible, because again, research takes a long time. Now, that being said, research is a little bit different here. I don't think the ancient era really is all that different. But there are so many more bonus things to consider. For example, pottery now includes the potter. +1 gold from wine is nice, but the real benefit on this is the instant +1 production, which in a new city that only has its, say, base 1 production, and you've got your first citizen working what will be a farm, farmable land for maximum food, which you should always be doing. That extra hammer is going to double your production. Makes everything so much nicer. It's almost like getting a workshop long before... Where's the regular workshop? No, metal casting, right? Yeah. It's like having an ancient era workshop. The other thing, brewery, is one of many buildings that gives us access to a unique luxury. This is not only unique to whoever builds it, but you can't get it from the terrain. It's kind of like Polynesia or Indonesia? I don't remember which. Indonesia, yes. Indonesia with their spice, not the spice, but their specific ones like the cloves and the nutmeg for being on different continents. And the Sculptors Guild, again, +1 sculpture luxury. And so these give you not only extra happiness, but something that you can trade away. Animal husbandry is going to give us a weaver, which is more gold income. Again, not critical. I'm going to be spending money as much as I can, and I'm still not going to run out. I have tried this game before. I've gone through much testing, not only to get a feel for what works in the game, but also just mod compatibility to make sure everything's going to run smoothly. So we're going to go straight for pottery, not just for shrines in this case, but granaries, potters, and probably the brewery and Sculptors Guild eventually. Ooh, the other great advantage of that citizen, I just realized, because now we have 2, we can actually make settlers. But I'm not going to be making settlers. That takes too long. 8 turns? No thank you. I'm going to buy one. Because we're going to get those next cities up as quickly as possible. These first 10, 20 turns are not going to be as quick as they usually might run for people, because we have a lot to do, a lot of infrastructure to get down ASAP. Because the sooner we get started, the better off we'll be, and we'll just be snowballing the science, the culture. The idea is to get all of the policies. That's the plan. Is we're just going to pick up all of them. So yeah, we got to choose the order in which we pick them up, but we'll get them all eventually. And part of that definitely comes from our Pantheon pick. One with nature, absolutely huge, as you can imagine. My faith is... I'm going to have a great profit before we hit, I think it's turn... Now again, I'm not sure how this would scale with the historic game speed, but I think it's turn 20 or 30, where you can actually start getting faith from the goody huts. I'll have my religion possibly reformed before that's even possible. So we're going to be leagues ahead of the AI on that front. Okay, so yeah, so we get 8 faith there. I can now put on El Dorado, so we can start pushing our border growth out. And one more turn for the next citizen. Now that we have a scout, you can go step on that. Give me something awesome. More natural wonders. Perfect. And I will take a free technology. Absolutely. What do we get? Mining!
We shall inherit the earth, but not its mineral rights.
That's right. All the mineral rights belong to us. This is really good to have early on because I can actually make some improvements with a worker. I'm not going to need to just yet, so I'm not going to worry about getting a worker out as quickly as others might. But that really helps that I do have one that lets me do something. That's one of the disadvantages of going for pottery first, is that you can't build any improvements except farms. Now, I don't need farms. I have food here. All of these tiles will have a resource on them if they don't already. Right, this one's what, cotton? Yeah, this will be something soon enough. But until we get that, I don't know what it is. Or at least, well, you don't know what it is. I'm going to pretend. Like I said, I know this area of the map rather well. I made it by hand, played it a couple times. And I know that I want to send my warrior down in this direction. Right, so that was that batch. Let's get the next set. Another settler, another scout. And we need to be careful here. Supply remaining 3. Okay, it's important we keep that population up. As soon as we get extra cities out, I think we'll be fine. As far as supply is concerned, we found the Pantheon. Ruins and natural wonders, yes, we can ignore that. Just keep moving. There are 12 civilizations total, so 11 others on the map. I selected which civilizations I want involved based on their attitude towards city-states, actually.